Welcome back to Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian, and today we are playing Goblins, Budget Goblins, or Token Goblins, whatever you want to refer to them as. They have many names, and I think we are going to, against my better opinion, keep this opening hand of one land. Ideally, we would like to have two lands, but I mean, we have we have a whole bunch. Goblin Guide. That means we're playing against Naya Burn, probably. Okay, well, hopefully we reveal a land. Come on, land. That'd be really cool if it was a land. It is going to be a Foundry Street Denizen, which is actually not a terrible turn one play. That's not a terrible turn one play at all, actually. I'm just going to leave this open for now. You guys can see what has been revealed. Mountain into that Denizen. Our opponent knows it's in our hand, so we might as well just play it. And when we play our Signal Pest next turn, it is not going to trigger him, unfortunately. But that is okay. Sometimes you can't have it all. And what does our opponent play now? Hold on. Are we also playing against Goblins? Are we playing against the better Goblins deck? Oh, I hope not. That'd be really painful. That'd be very, very painful. And we reveal a Goblin Bushwhacker on top of our deck. Oh, no. Yeah. This is gonna be really silly. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Mind you, we do have stuff to deal with decks just like this one. And I think we're going to actually shock the Pile Driver, because that is gonna be really hard for us to deal with if we don't. And then we're just gonna swing in for 1 damage. I know it's not as good as 2 damage, but it is better than no damage. Mirror match against a proper Goblins deck. Okay, let's see if our janky $40 Goblins deck can go toe-to-toe with a proper Goblins deck, which is actually a lot more expensive. Oh, yes, there we go. All of the Goblins onto the table. This is going to be really, really bad. I need a land, like, really badly right now. Please show me the money. The money is a Goblin Dragon Fodder. That is not at all what I want to be seeing right now. That's okay. It is okay. Let's just play Signal Pest and ship the turn. Yeah. I can't believe this. Okay, well, let's see what our opponent plays. It may be a Bushwhacker of some kind. Or it could be, if he has another land, he could be going into Lord Territory. Goblin Chieftain would be really scary for us right now. Or Aether Vial. Aether Vial I considered as an upgrade to the deck, but I actually think it slows the deck down more than it speeds it up. Mind you, if you are playing a deck that is higher or more mana geared towards like bigger creatures, so not winning on turn 3, turn 4, but actually winning turn 4, turn 5, then actually Aether Vial is actually pretty good. And yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm assuming our opponent's going to swing in with everything, giving all of his creatures First Strike and Haste? Come on, please be... Oh, good, we got a mountain. Thank you so much. Okay. We are going to be in the serious... Okay, our opponent has First Strike. We're not even going to bother. Not even going to bother blocking any of that stuff. And it is going to be... What is it going to be? Okay, we have 2 mountains, so we actually may be able to fight our way back from this. We need to get rid of this guy, which means we could potentially throw our Foundry Street Denizen to the wolves and blow that up. Which means we could probably just attack with everything. He'll probably block... What? He'd block here and we'd lose him, which isn't actually going to work out very well. So that's no fun either. What else do I think? What else do I think? This is a hard one, guys. This is a really hard one. We're going to play Signal Pest. And we, unfortunately, need to Goblin Grenade the Legion Loyalist. Otherwise, it's actually going to be impossible for us to deal with our opponent, because all of his stuff gets First Strike and Trample, which means we're not going to be able to chump block anything if we need to, because we may need to start chump blocking if he puts a bunch of stuff onto the table. Yeah. Basically, Legion Loyalist is, if you're upgrading the deck, is how you make it so people can't just block your stuff with whatever. You basically just run over top of all their stuff, so that is a thing. And Aether Vial is ticking up, which gives him a little bit of options, not a ton of options. Aether Vial really needs to be set on 2 to get like the most value out of it, generally, or 3. 3 would actually probably be the best, because you're not running very many lands in that deck, so getting Aether Vial to 3 Mog War Marshal is a thing. Getting Aether Vial to 3 allows you to play all your lords for free rather than having to eventually spend all your mana on it. So I'm assuming he's going to still swing in with everything. Yeah. That's going to be 2, 3, 4 damage. I think we're going to take it again, and we do get another mountain. Yeah, get in the mountains. That is a good thing. Which means we actually have some options next turn. That is very surprising to me. I'm actually, if we manage to pull this game out of a hat, I am going to be amazed, to be quite honest. Rebirth is neat, but we're not going to play it right now. We could play the Dragon Fodder, and then Goblin Grenade, Goblin Guide? Is that a good idea? I think that's a really good idea, actually. Because he's going to be, yeah, okay. So Dragon Fodder is going to be coming in, and I don't really want to lose either of these guys, so let's go to combat. Swing with both these guys, or do I need chump blockers? Next turn he's going to have 3 goblins that are going to be available for him to attack with, which if he does... Yeah, I think we're not going to attack, actually. Just thinking about it, the math, if he plays... Yeah, okay. Goblin Grenade onto Goblin Guide. We just can't keep taking 2 damage each turn. And we're going to sacrifice one of these guys just to get rid of it. And in theory, we could have made a bunch of more tokens, but I would rather not as of this exact moment. I have a plan. I'm telling you, I do have a plan. And he uses Aether Vial to... Oh no, he picks up Aether Vial. Okay. I'm just thinking. There's so much thinking in this match because Goblins versus Goblins is a little bit mental, to be honest. And he actually pays for Mog War Marshal. Okay, that's interesting. Obviously, we're not going to... Oh, no. We could block it. He gets a token if we block it. We may just trade token for token because he's going to attack him with everything. And... Oh. So, at this point, he could have a Goblin Grenade in hand... Okay, we're gonna go like this, and actually, no, let's not. Oh, I think I already hit. Declare blockers. Oh, sorry, I accidentally said yes already. So he could either have a Goblin Grenade or nothing, or a Lightning Bolt. Was my other thing I thought he might have. Okay, can we do 19 damage in one turn? That is the next major question. So we can play this guy, get 2, 1, 1. I think the answer is a maybe? So if we play Foundry Street Denizen first... Okay, let's just go for it. I don't think we actually have enough to do all of the damage we need, but we're going to get pretty close. Yeah, okay. So we're going to go this way. Pay for 1. Because he's going to get way bigger. Rebirth, getting rid of one of the signal pests to get 3 tokens. Always yield. So he's going to get +4. And cast for the kicker cost. I don't know if this is going to be enough, so it's going to be 1... So what is it going to be? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't think it is going to be enough. I think we're going to get our opponent down to 1, which is not quite going to get us there. We are going to swing with everything, though, and fingers crossed that it will, maybe my math is wrong. Attack with all creatures, and what does it turn into? Signal Pest triggers. Does our opponent have a response? He is going to cast a Signal Pest himself, which will be able to block something. Otherwise, it would be 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, it would have been damage. It might have been actually would have been lethal potentially. Let's find out. What does our opponent do? He obviously is going to block the Denizen, which is where the majority of the damage is going to be. And our... Oh, it would have been lethal! Oh, man! Would have been lethal. Okay, well, go to our opponent's turn. He is going to swing in for lethal this turn, and I'm going to be sad, because I almost had our opponent minus the Aether Vial. Again, that's what makes Aether Vial really good in a general sense. I mean, I didn't mention it in the deck tech. I'm a little bit on the fence with it. Maybe it is pretty good. I've seen a lot of decks that... I've seen some decks that run it, but I've seen more decks that do not run it because, well, reasons. And our opponent swings in for the win. Okay, we're going to go to sideboard. I'll let our opponent actually kill us because that is the polite thing to do when you're not actually going to be able to block. And there we go. Go to sideboard. Goblins versus Goblins. Okay. Dragon's Claw, you come in, all three of you. We're going to gain more life than our opponent is going to be doing. And Fork Bolt also comes in. 2 Hordling Outbursts come out. Actually, I'm thinking all of our Hordling Outbursts come out. Reckless Bushwhacker, you can stay in. Mog War Marshal, you can come out. A single Goblin Pile Driver can come out because we're losing a bunch of the token generation stuff. And one of the Rebirths, I think, can come out as well. They are fantastic, and they do trigger off of our... Oh, actually, no, let's leave the Rebirth in. Let's take out a Mountain. We took out all of our 3-drops, or 3 of our 3-drops, and we put in a bunch of 2 and 1 drops, so we can easily go down a single land. Kind of a weird thing. Normally you don't take out lands when you're sideboarding, but when we're taking out almost all of our, or actually at this point, all of our high drop stuff, we don't really need the extra land in our deck. So it is, an interesting thing to take out lands when you're sideboarding. And we are definitely going to play first. That is a big yes. And I really like this opening hand, actually. Let's keep this. And obviously, I wish our opponent was playing blue, because Goblin Pile Driver is amazing. And Denizen on the table. And we are probably going to play Dragon's Claw next turn and just make our opponent have to deal with it, because I'm assuming... Well, he may have said, you know what, I bet you our opponent is playing some kind of artifact, because why wouldn't you put Dragon Claw in? And yeah, this is my assumption. We're about to find out. And what does our opponent play? Aether Vial. Okay, that is a good opening turn for our opponent. It's going to allow him to actually play some stuff for relatively cheap. But I think Dragon Claw is actually going to be a better bet. Unfortunately, you don't cast stuff with Aether Vial, so that is a little bit of a downside for us. Anyways, Dragon's Claw, get it onto the table. We have 3 of them as well, so if we can get a second one on the table, I don't know how our opponent's going to deal with them both. So it might actually be kind of funny for us. We're about to find out. So, okay. Mirror match game 2. Let's open up some Graving of Yards over here. And skip through our opponent's turn. We don't have anything we're actually going to do on our opponent's turn. So let them do their business. And what do they do? I mean, we're going to be gaining life anytime you cast a red spell, and because, well, we're both playing mono red decks. Hey, look at that! I can yield to this, actually. Is there an always yes I can do? Yes? Or is there... I want to say so it's always yes. Always yes. And Legion Loyalist. That is going to be annoying. And... can I go... I want to go always yes. I guess I'm just going to have to hit the yes button a whole bunch. And this guy has Renowned. He doesn't have haste, though. So that's a thing. And we don't gain life off of this one. Wow. That's an exciting opening hand. Or a turn 2 play. And what do we show? We show a Mog War Marshal, which is actually not a terrible play. We could also shock our opponent. What do we think? Or we could actually... you just get First Strike and Trample. So let's play a Goblin Pile Driver and make it so our opponent just can't... Oh, dang it. I could have said yes right there. I could have said always yield. We could just actually... If we swing in with... Do what I do. Do I swing in with Denizen right now? Yeah, I guess. No, I guess. No, we're not going to swing in with him. We are just going to let him... Oh, actually, yeah, we know we are going to swing with him. Because if he attacks us, then he gets First Strike. So it's not going to help us at all. So we might as well just swing in with it. Let it go. Our opponent will chump block or take the damage. I'm assuming he's just going to take the damage. No, he's going to chump block. Lose the guy. We will trade. Equal guys. And go to our opponent's turn. We're not playing anything. And I can always yield to this. I don't need to see that counters are going on Aether Vial. I know they are. And he plays third mountain. That's a lot of land for this style of deck that our opponent is playing. Rabblemaster. Always yes. And always yield. Always gain life. That's what I want. And Rabblemaster means he is going to have to attack in every single turn. We are going to block his Legion Loyalist this turn and get rid of it. We are going to take a bunch of damage, but again, we are gaining a little bit of life. We would be in a worse off situation if we were not. Also, we're going to probably... he has to attack. He didn't want to attack. That's funny. Super funny. And Goblin Guide reveals a what? A Goblin Piledriver. Neat. And Legion Loyalist makes everything get some cool abilities. I wish I had Legion Loyalist, but I don't have it. And let's see. I don't have any mountains, so let's go to blocks. Blocking Legion Loyalist. And obviously we take damage first, and then he dies. And we are going to bolt, shock Goblin Piledriver next turn, because I'd rather not have to deal with him every single turn. And unfortunately, that doesn't mean we get to play a second spell, because we got to buy a Goblin Piledriver. But I do think it's actually going to be the better of bets. So here you go. Get rid of your Goblin Rabblemaster. The reason why we're not doing it on his turn is because during his attack phase, during his attack phase, he actually can he makes the token on the attack phase, and I don't want to give him the chance of being able to. Actually, no, I don't know why. Actually, yeah, I mean, I could have done it on his turn, but I would have to do it before combat, so not beginning of combat. I would have had to do it on his draw or upkeep step, which makes no difference to me, really. And we will. Do we attack him with Goblin Piledriver? No, I think we're gonna sit because we can actually block his token rather than us take 3 damage for 1. We're actually gonna just take 2 for 2 in exchange. And he Aether Vials what? Protection from blue. Oh, also a Goblin Piledriver. The old art Goblin Piledriver. That's neat. And Aether Vial again, a second one. That's a thing. And what happens? He swings in with everything. Goblin Piledriver getting a ton of +1s. We draw a Darksteel Citadel, which isn't quite going to help us yet, and we are going to take a bunch of damage from this. We are going to block the token, because that would be nice. And we're going to take 5, 6, 7 damage. We're obviously not dying yet because we have Dragon's Claw, and we draw another Darksteel. What do I think? We could War Marshal or Piledriver. War Marshal will allow us to double block things. Specifically, yeah, let's War Marshal. I think War Marshal is okay. We're going to gain a life from that. And then what we'll end up doing is we're actually going to double block his Goblin Piledriver, because it doesn't get first strike or anything. If you play something that gives it first strike, that's going to suck for us, but fingers crossed he doesn't. And obviously we're not going to play Berserker yet. We are just going to hold off. We are literally playing the I need to wait and need to kind of control our opponent until we can actually play. Our opponent is down to 1 card in hand, so Aether Vials aren't going to be that handy for him. The only thing that is nice about Aether Vials is he can actually potentially get away with playing his creatures without us gaining life from it, which is good for him, and bad for us, but it is a potential option. And what is this? When he enters the battlefield, it deals damage to his target creature or player, so he's going to take out our Goblin Piledriver. Lame. And does he have Persist as well? No, he just straight up. I mean, this is a good card as well. I considered this guy, but I mean, for our build, it's a little bit high on the mana curve. For a build that has the Aether Vials, where you're kind of playing the late-game Goblins deck, it's okay. And we will actually kill the Piledriver. We're going to have to go throw 2 guys in front of it, unfortunately. And we are waiting for triggers to resolve, and it is going to be a Bushwhacker. And yeah, indeed. Go here and go here. Yeah, sacrifice both you guys to get rid of the Piledriver. And obviously we don't have any token generation, so that's kind of rough, but yeah, that's a thing. Anyways, Piledriver. Casting Piledriver for that much mana, and we could technically Reckless Bushwhacker right now, but do I want a Reckless Bushwhacker right now? Because he's going to be swinging for 4, 5, 6, or 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, actually. And we will play Citadel, and we are going to surge in this guy. Yep. Reckless Bushwhacker coming in, gaining a little bit of life from that. Because our opponent's down to 1 card in hand, so he's literally just relying on I have to draw cards or otherwise I die. So we are going to attack with everything. Attack with all creatures. Obviously, we are probably going to lose our Goblin Bushwhacker right now, or our Goblin Piledriver, which kind of sucks. But it is what's going to happen. But we will get 4 damage in and slowly whittle our opponent down. That is the plan. Unless our opponent decides not to block, I'm sure our opponent will block Goblin Piledriver. He needs to get it off the table. And then next turn, we will probably play one of these guys as well. And basically do the exact same thing we just did. Slowly get damage in. Unless our opponent... Oh, he does have Persist. Oh, I was right. I just didn't see... I thought I saw it, and then I thought I didn't see it, so... which is fine. Hold on, can he double... What? Oh, it deals damage. Well, that's sort of dirty sucked for us, I will say. Okay, well, that's the thing. And Aether Vial is doing its thing again. He's going to say no, probably, to both of them. Or he might put this one up to 2. Maybe. We'll see. So the 4 stays, and yeah, the 1 goes to a 2, which is going to be a little bit better value for him. Legion Loyalist. That is going to be a pain in our butt. We should have held off. Maybe I got a little bit greedy. I thought we were in a good spot for it, but I guess not. Legion Loyalist is going to be very hard for us to deal with, so it's going to be 2, 3, 4 damage. Yeah, I mean, obviously, well, he has lots of mana left over. And Goblin Guy, do we get a mountain? No, we can get Dragon Fodder, which is actually... it would be really good, except for the fact that we need 2 red for this, not a colorless red. Well, that is okay. Let's go to our turn. We're only down to 10. I mean, Dragon Claw is literally saving our life right now. And let's go this way. And I could actually play... No, I think we're going to wait till next turn. I'm going to play the Bushwhacker next turn, because I don't think he's going to be able to get enough damage in to kill us next turn. So skip it to our opponent's turn, and we're playing this one close to the chest. Close to the chest is what's happening here. Goblin versus Goblin mirror match. Super duper crazy. I never thought I'd actually be playing Goblins versus Goblins. This is the first time I've seen another Goblins deck, being played on MTGO. And normally I play up against either super weird decks or moderately weird decks. So, yeah, that is a thing. And he gets another Legion Loyalist, which is not so fun for us. If we do draw either of our Fork Bolts, we could totally deal with them really quickly. But until then, it is going to be a bunch of damage for us. Always yield to this. And Goblin Guide reveals a Foundry Street Denizen, which is not going to be that good. We could potentially just play it anyways. And what do we think? I'm not going to block any of this. This is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. This is fine. Yep. End step, going to our turn. So I could swing in for... Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Yeah. What do I think? Either I can go this way, so this is going to be what? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage now. You know what? We're going to go half in, because we're probably going to chump block something. Yeah, we're going to chump block something. I don't know what yet. Because we can't go all in because we can't take this much damage. We're probably just going to chump block the 2 damage from Goblin Guide. Oh, do these guys get trample as well? First strike and trample, so it means we actually can't chump block right now. Which means we should just go all in. There's no reason not to go all in at this point. I probably should have done that last turn actually when he attacked. He just went all in as well. Did I go all in? I think I did actually. Well, that's the thing. And let's go to combat, attack with everything, and fingers crossed, attack with all creatures that he's not sitting on a lightning bolt. I'm assuming that if he did have a Lightning Bolt, he probably would have played it by now, because he's been sitting on extra mana. But if he's not, he could be also sitting on a Goblin Grenade. But again, I don't know why he wouldn't just... Oh, I know why he wouldn't play Goblin Grenade. And he's activating Aether Vial? What are you playing, yo? He is playing the Inky-Eyed guy. Is that going to be enough? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not going to be enough. It's going to put us to 7 health. But he has a ton of things he could potentially draw, which is very scary for us. That is for sure. And is he going to block? He is not going to block. I'm actually surprised that he didn't actually target my face with this, to be honest. He would have won if he would have targeted my face. Well, there's a misplay on our opponent's part. And now it is going to be our opponent's turn. If he draws a creature or a lightning bolt, he wins the game. If he doesn't, then I have another turn to potentially also win the game. Let's find out. Only time will tell. He doesn't attack in with everything. That's a little bit strange. Why wouldn't he attack in with everything? Oh, because probably he wants to actually sit and block on these guys. Well, let's find out. Do I get a Goblin Grenade? That is what I'm getting, but I'm not going to have enough to actually kill our opponent with it. That's going to be problematic. That is problematic. Okay, well, that is a thing. I think we're actually going to lose this match. So there you go. The upgraded version of this deck is, you know, in theory, better. Because we can actually do 5 damage to our opponent. So that'll be 5... Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need to do 4 damage. Or we could swing with this, which is going to do... what? That'll only do 4 as well, because he'll be able to block 2 of them. So we can, if we had a single more red mana, if we didn't have these Darksteel Citadels, things would be a lot different, but we don't, so we can't. Yeah. Well, that is going to be, actually, is that the way it's going to be? Is that indeed the way it's going to be? We could blast... We can't blast both of them. We can only kill one of them. If we kill this guy, we take damage, but we could play 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? We're actually going to try... We're going to try and survive. We want to live, is what we want to do. So, what we can do is we can Goblin Guide the... Yes, we're going to gain 2 life. So, Foundry Street Denizen. Gaining 1 life. Okay, it's super dicey here. So we're playing Foundry Street Denizen, and then we're going to Goblin Guide, sacking one of the tokens to kill Goblin Guide, because he is doing 2 damage to us each turn, and he... obviously he's allowing us to potentially draw an extra land, but that's not always happening, as in we have... I think they sport to once. Yeah, sport to once with the Darksteel Citadel. Goblin Guide, you go away. And we're sacrificing one of our Goblin tokens. We're going to gain another life from that, which is not enough for our opponent to kill us unless he draws a bolt. And that's assuming he swings outright. If he doesn't swing outright, we may still be in the game. May still be in the game. Yes. Because if he swings outright... Yeah. Okay, well, it's gonna be on the wire, guys. It's because we can't obviously block any of these things. And he is Aether Vialing in 2/2 Battlecry. That is going to do it. That is what he needed to draw and play. Unfortunately, this is going to be the end of... Is it going to be the end of the thing? Because Battlecry is going to give everything +1/+1. So he's going to be swinging in for a lot more. Let's just see what he's actually going to swing in for. Because I think it's going to be, what, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Yeah. Could have been good. If he didn't have that, we may have been able to sneak in a win. But that is not the way it worked out. So, anyways, this has been Giant Monster Games. I'm Adrian. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Mirror match against Goblins did not work out for us. We did go 0-2. But, I mean, this is what you guys could upgrade to. A lot of these suggestions are actually in the actual deck I suggested, or in the upgrade section. Actually, some of them is not. This is a little bit different. Obviously, this has Aether Vial, the guy that gives everything War Driver, or the War Driver, Goblin War Driver, and this guy, which is, I didn't put him in the video either. But, you mean, Goblin Guide is in there. We saw Rabble Master, I'm sure he has a Goblin Chieftain somewhere in this deck. He might have actually pulled them out against us because it's not as good, because I think it makes all Goblins +1/+1. Anyhow, until next time, I'm Adrian, this is Giant Monster Games. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to game like a giant monster.